Hi there, guys. I'm Dave from Rampant Wolf Games with
Chris from DSX Machina.
And today we're here to talk about top 5 lesser-known games. Now, this could be games that were on Kickstarter that people just don't know about, or games that people just don't know about, like Bob's Burger Shack. I don't know. Whatever you want. Just throw that out as an example. It doesn't actually exist.
Well, that's a good show.
Yeah. All right.
So my lists are all Kickstarters because I was under the impression that the list would be top 5 Kickstarter games. Do you have games that are not Kickstarter on your list?
No.
Okay. They're all Kickstarter?
Yeah.
All right, so are mine. Because mine are obscure. Some of them not so much.
Yeah.
Because if they weren't obscure, they wouldn't be lesser known.
Exactly.
Okay. There's going to be an old... We're not John Crichton clones here, right? Okay, you win.
All right.
We'll do that for 5...
He gave that to me, but anyways.
We'll be 5 minutes into this.
My number 5 is No Escape by Games. Now, that's actually not a joke. That's actually one of the lesser-known Kickstarter games. This game, I think, didn't get enough attention when it came out, and they ended up having to cancel the initial Kickstarter and then redo it.
Yeah, when it's relaunched, you generally know that it's going to be a lesser-known game.
Yeah.
Unless it's monumental.
Yeah.
Because that was weird.
Yeah. So, this game, I don't know why it didn't garner the attention it did. It's
Canadian.
Yeah, it could be just Canadian.
Most of the time, almost every single major Kickstarter has been European. Like the big $4 or $5 million ones have been European or America. Whenever I see it's based out of Canada, I was like, oh, it doesn't get a lot of love. I'm like, really? Like, what is it? People, do we have cooties?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, it looks like it's got solid game design from what I've seen and what I've played and seen playthroughs.
Plays to 8 players.
Yep. But
it's almost a party game. It's a very
light game. It's not a very heavy game.
I'm looking forward to seeing the other game mechanics. So I played the game. I have not played the cooperative version or the alien ones. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that got. I had a prototype copy because I know the owner, the creator.
Yep. So yeah, that's my number 5. No Escape by Games.
Mine's quite... I'm a deviation from your list. My number 5 is a game called No Escape by Games. I'm not even joking. It's right there. No Escape. I'm not even making it up. My number 5 is No Escape by Games. And yeah, it's not just because the fact that it was somebody we know. Somebody local. He's like quite local. Not just Canada. I was like, he's from Canadian. You mean New Brunswick? No, he lives about 6 hours from me.
Yep. 6?
8 hours. It's an 8-hour drive. Or 6 hours. 8? It's actually... Kelowna's about 8 hours. 7.5 or 6 way I drive.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, yeah.
But it has a very neat mechanic it's a tile laying mechanic, very similar to something like Carcassonne, except you are trying to increase... It's a very much a take that game, but it's not a take that game where you're just like, I hate you so much.
Yeah. Because
every single turn has got some type of take that, and because if you don't take that, you lose. Mm-hmm. It's one of those distinctions where a competitive military combat game, or even a fantasy or sci-fi game like Warhammer 40K, it's not a take that game. You're trying to kill the other guy. That's not take that. And No Escape is just a free for all. People are trying to mess up. It's as much take that game as something like Mount Skullfire, which is, right where the whole game you're just trying to kill each other. And this is the same thing, except you're trying to kill each other not by trying to inflict damage, by simply making sure that you don't escape.
Exactly.
It's a very neat idea. Mm-hmm. I bet you that if this game was $100 and it had massive miniatures, that it would have been $1 million. Yeah. So that's my number 5. Here's a shock. And by the way, I also want to state this is the only. I'll say it right now. This is the only thing that we'll have in common.
Probably.
Not a single thing will be common. This is the only shared title. Number 5, No Escape by Games. He's not going to like the fact I said it that way.
Yeah, he's probably not.
Games.
My number 4.
Double O, double M. Games.
My number 4 is...
Doesn't get old.
Inhuman Conditions. Now,
the great thing about this is that hopefully, if we do this right, I'm gonna go, huh? And you're like, exactly. I'm gonna let the title. And you're like, oh yeah, that's good. I'm like, damn it, he didn't know about it.
nope.
So
He probably doesn't watch our videos.
who?
In games.
I know, but I'm talking about this new title
Oh, Inhuman.
because you mentioned that name, and I'm like, huh?
Yep. Inhuman Conditions is
also
basically
what I
takes
went
a
to the hospital
scene out of a really cult classic movie and turned it into a game.
What scene?
Blade Runner.
It took so long. It's also,
I know.
Is it a void contest?
It is. It's a void contest turned into a board
It's amazing
game.
how you knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's like Blade Runner. Oh, it's a void contest, the game.
Yeah.
So you mean
So you'll know if
so it's Scruples.
So you
That's what Scruples was.
It's basically, yeah. You'll know if you're the android and someone else is going to be asking you questions to find out if you're inhuman.
Oh, does the board game have this cool little sensor with a breathing apparatus for no reason?
I'm not sure, but yeah, I can't remember, but it's quite interesting. And you can play it as two-player game, or you can play it as, people spectating, because, they can see whether or not you're going to pull this off.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you get to shoot the other person if you find out that they're...
No, but you lose if you don't catch them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, Inhuman Conditions. And I'm not sure when that one's showing up. Hopefully soon.
Wow. Never heard of that.
Yep.
My number 4 pick is called The Faceless.
Yeah. I knew that one. It's not that lesser known.
It didn't make that much money. It's not a Sandy Peterson number. The Faceless, I think the fact obscure the fact that it I don't think it might have it cracked 100,000, but didn't get the numbers of a big title. The Faceless is a neat game. It's a fully cooperative game that employs magnets. Mm-hmm. It should be. I don't think it's obscure enough so that when Tom and the gang got the game, because they got the game, bastards, that and this is what is this? This is Nameless, and nobody in that room knew what that title was. Like they were just because the box is very dark. Like no, the name. I was like, oh no, Nameless. The less is very hidden, so it looks like it's the name, but it's Nameless. They kept calling it the name. It's like you really don't know what this title is. But I love the idea that you're literally moving magnets, miniatures with magnets in them that will position, and then the bad guy moves in the direction of the kind of the compass direction, so you can move your miniatures around.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing it because it looks like a more organic puzzle game. Because I like the puzzle game, like Rising 5, where that's the challenge. There's no freaking random rolling dice to make the game artificially more difficult. So I'm hoping they do that right. So that's number 4, The Faceless.
All right. My number 3 is a game that is by District Games. It was originally went to Kickstarter and canceled. Shocking. And then re-released. It's basically 3D Capture the Flag, and that is Zero Gravity. The board is actually like a cube with two sides removed, and you can play the.
Tom was talking about this. He's like, "This feels like a big gimmick."
Yeah,
Let's see.
It feels like a big gimmick. The actual miniatures are all magnetized, so you can.
We were talking about roof. It's not the only game that has magnets.
Yeah, so this one is. I'm interested to see how this one goes. I was gonna back it. I didn't back it. I backed it for $1, but I'm interested to see how this one goes. And I really think the problem is that it comes across as a gimmick. And I think there actually is gameplay there.
Well, the same thing with Nameless. Ultimately, it's a gimmick, but I think it's a brilliant gimmick.
Yeah.
I think a gimmick is a visible flourish that has no purpose.
Like that Ghost game that had changeable filters to make the game spookier.
Well, I think a gimmick for a game is like the tree in Everdell. I love it, but it's a gimmick. Or that giant porcelain tree in Game of Gnomes.
Don't know that one. What about the giant?
It's classic. Every year.
Yeah.
During the Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
I think it's Board Game Bliss tries to sell these off.
Oh.
Because they cost about $280 originally. Because I kid you not, the box is like bigger than Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
But 80% of the box is you whipping out this giant porcelain trunk that takes up half the board, and you put things all across it. But it's porcelain. It's not cardboard. It's not wood. It's porcelain.
Jesus.
And the game isn't really that good. So quite literally, they've been trying to get rid of their stock, and they've dropped them as low as like 60, 70 bucks. And Nicole and I were almost interested in picking it up purely because it's a freaking beautiful painted porcelain tree. But you're like, but the game sucks. And so nobody buys them. Trust again, this year, when you go check out the Black Friday sales, you'll see Game of Gnomes.
Huh.
It used to be like $180, I think, a regular retail value, even though it's you talk about you have problems with Grim Forest being overproduced for its price. Yeah. Boy, would you look at this game and go, burn it. This is an atrocity.
What about Cthulhu Death May Die?
With a giant
Cthulhu.
But that's just flourish. That's them going, okay, look, we're just jerking you off here. Here's something big and gigantic you can play with.
Yeah, but it's actually there.
I know.
Yeah,
but it's an option. Anything core game didn't come with it.
No.
Exactly. This was quite literally a core mechanic.
Wow. All right. So that was your number.
Nope. That was yours.
So yeah,
you're doing 3. I'm doing 3 now.
Yep, you're doing 3.
We're talking about overproduced and so forth, and gimmicky. I like gimmicks. Mechanical gimmicks, I have a problem with. Those are fun. Visual gimmicks can be fun, but just don't break my bank just to have the gimmick. I think the Everdell pushes it. Some people say the Everdell is too much. I think I'm okay with it. I have a problem with a giant porcelain thing. My number 3 pick is a game that failed. First Kickstarter. They work on it.
We're seeing a trend.
They put a lot of money in their promotion, which means I know they lost money in their first campaign.
Yeah.
It depresses me too and then their second campaign they made it, but not by much. So the department is just like, they're probably losing money on this because they, that one game promotion where you do all these things and you get entries into a contest to win a free copy.
Yeah.
So they were in that. And then one of the big Facebook groups, like one of the big Board Game Face groups, was giving away a free copy of it. And that's not cheap to get it on there. And yet they still failed that first campaign. Right? So they canceled it, relaunched it about a month and a half later. I don't know what they rejiggered. I think they rejiggered the way their campaign works and so forth. The goal was a bit lower. It's called Morn Quest.
Never even heard of it.
It's based on a extremely obscure fantasy series done by some UK author that nobody's heard of. It's like someone's like Metro. No one's heard of Metro out of the Soviet Union, and now everyone knows what Metro is. But at that level of obscurity that can be turned popular. But yeah, it's called Morn Quest, based on. It's very much, I wouldn't say Grim Forest, but it almost looks like the visual art style of something like Labyrinth. Right? Or even Dark Crystal, that kind of visual, early 80s kind of art style.
Even Pan's Labyrinth, right?
Not as dark as Pan's Labyrinth. But definitely that rounded, I can't remember the artist's name. There's a specific, very, very famous artist from the early 80s. I think he's the one of the Lord of the Rings artists who's not the guy everyone thinks of. So he's not the Montreal artist who did all of Lord of the Rings visual style, but the other guy. So it's kind of like his style, but it's a cooperative game. It looks interesting. I should probably check because I don't think they've updated in a while, so I'm hoping everything's going according to plan. That's number 3, Morn Quest.
All right,
that's obscure.
Yes, very much so. My number 2, I would say, I think it's lesser known, but it was hitting the splash pages quite a bit on Board Game Geek and stuff, but it's still, in my opinion, lesser known because when I bring it out, everybody's always just like, huh? Dice Hospital.
That's obscure?
I feel like it is because I don't think many people know much about it, in my opinion.
It's actually on my list of games to get.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Why? Well, actually, why isn't that on your die placement list? I thought that game was...
Because it's not really die placement. It's die tracking.
All right. Granted.
So...
it's like Quantum.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
You don't know Quantum, do you?
No.
That one is one where the ships were dice, but the dice don't change. But you could alter, through quantum reality, where your ships were. Yeah. So a 6 ship could be a 4 ship, for example. Oh. And it would change what the ship was. A ship that was 6 hit you for 6, but also had 6 hit points.
Yeah, no. For Dice Hospital, it basically just tracks their health. Either goes up or down. But yeah, I know
poor die patients.
Yeah, poor die patients. Yeah,
they die.
Yeah. But I mean, the game had some really nice things with it. The deluxe stuff. This is this is by Alley Cat Games. Now that I remember, they did something smart that no other Kickstarter does.
Oh, it never happens.
All their exclusives they released as a box that you could buy post Kickstarter retail, and it's just like, say what? And so a lot of game stores bought this deluxe stuff, which came with 5 huge plastic dice ambulances, wooden tokens to replace all of the tokens in the game, some new departments for your hospital, experimental things like med patient, which heals one person but also makes one person go down, you know, because they screw up. Yeah. And things like this, and it just makes the game look better. It even had a dice tower. That was a cute little hospital.
I want to smash it. It's so cute.
So, yes,
that's the game then. I thought you'd be...
Right
oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Seeing as you... I don't actually... So, yes, number 2. Dice Hospital by Alley Cat Games. And voila. Some fancy, painted now by me, little ambulances. So, yeah, that's my number 2 lesser known game, Dice Hospital.
Adorable.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're going to get it, make sure you get the...
Did you say there's a new Greenbrier campaign coming up soon?
Yes, for Folklore. It's coming out on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep. They've already been tagging my Rampant Wolf Games in a bunch of their posts.
Because they like you. But don't you dislike them, their campaigns?
No.
I thought you had an issue how they do their campaigns.
No, I had issue with the way they responded to one of my emails.
Now they like you.
I don't know. I still haven't got my cards yet, so...
Okay. That was your number 2?
That was my number 2.
My number 2 is a game that I reviewed for the Dice Tower last month. It's called Deep Space D6. It is very obscure because who in the right mind would have back a completely solitaire game? A solitaire game with line graphics and just 5 dice, because you could buy the game for like $20. It's fun. It technically can be played as 2 players, I think, personally.
Yep.
It's not hard. You get additional ships. And I like... And this is something I didn't realize. There's a 40-page campaign mode. I just discovered this, unfortunately, 12 hours after I posted my video. Thinking, how awesome would it be if there was some kind of connected campaign mode? Man, that would be a great thing, I said in my review. And then somebody's like, yeah, that exists. Like, you're a backer of the campaign. Why didn't you know that? Oh, yeah, it'd be nice if I knew that. I didn't. I went on their website, and you go to their download page, and there's this giant, really well-written, downloaded file about all these connected missions to play Deep Space D6. I'm like, funny! It's a good thing. That's a neat trick. So, yeah, it's Nicole really likes it. I really like it. It's a great travel game because the box is like this big. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I compared it a lot to the video game FTL, except not sucking. But that's my number 2 pick, Deep Space D6. Obscure. I mean,
awesome.
I did make that a lot of money.
Cool.
Delivered. He was a little bit late, but he delivered. Number 1.
Number 1.
Oh, okay, this. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
All right. My number 1 for lesser known games. Hold and pause. Wait for it.
Oh, he's pulling it off. He's pulling it off. How dirty.
Order of the Vampire Hunters. By Darkgate Games, I believe it is. It is by Darkgate Games. Look at that. This is a good dungeon crawler, heavy, obviously on the vampire theme.
Really?
But it has an interesting mechanic in the sense that the vampires actually react to sunlight. So if you yank them outside, they die. And they also will change how aggressive and how deadly they are depending on the time of day. Everything about this game just feels the way it's supposed to be when you're playing a game that has vampires in it. I've never won this game.
Oh, it's fully cooperative?
It's fully cooperative. Never won this game, but even though we've never won it, we still like to play it. So.
This is new. Once again, I have not heard of this.
Nope.
I think I have.
I think it's because I've told you about it.
Yeah, I think I've heard it somewhere else.
Yeah. But as...
Not a lot of people... I haven't heard of the company.
No. They did another one just recently. I can't remember what it was called, but it had to do with different alternate reality Earth.
Huh.
And yeah, so that is my number one. Order the Vampire Hunters by Darkgate Games. What's your number one?
I wished I had brought my number one because I just forgot to bring it with me. My number one is called Into the Black, a boarding party. You want obscure? This is obscure. I think it made like $15,000.
Oh, jeez.
No, I think like literally their campaign. The goal was very low. I think I backed it. I'll be honest. Sorry guys, I backed it when. How do I put this? In a time period, a very dark time where I was backing anything. I was backing a heartbeat, and I backed a lot of games. Like we've mentioned in another list, that I look back and going, I probably shouldn't have backed this. I never would have been behind this game. I don't know why I backed it. Into the Black and this is not exactly how the game is, but people are going to look at it and go, oh, it's Dead Men Tell No Tales, except in space. That should be enough. Except they also threw in an optional betrayal mechanic. Yeah. So you can have objective cards that mean, and of course you're a pirate, so why not? You betray the group. Its production value does not meet Dead Men Tell No Tales, not even by a long shot. It is a much lower production quality. You see the packaging, yeah, it definitely shows that it's definitely a cheaper game.
Yeah.
But it does come with 400 characters to play. I'm not joking. Actually, I am joking. It's actually 30 characters. But by God, a quarter of that box is just the character boards. There are so many. I will bring it next time to show you, but it is a lot of character boards.
That is crazy.
It is nuts how many characters are in that game. And I might add, some of them are literally, they all have illustrations. They all have standees. There's miniatures. The wooden meeples. But every character has an illustration. Some of them are like literally like a deckhand, so they don't have much personality. Nicole was just like, oh, I want this girl with the red hair and the flabbish hair. She's fantastic. And then she found Sir Barks-a-Lot, I think cybernetically enhanced dog one, and she plays the cat in Grimslingers. So you give her a super intelligent dog pirate with a cadre of 6 servant cats, and you basically had her at hello. Yeah. So Into the Black, perception, like I said, they delivered on time. I want to make sure I point this out about how quickly they delivered that game exactly when they said they were going to. And I know that is so rare. It is worth mentioning myself. It is so rare that they delivered that game basically on time. It might have been 100%, but it's not like 6 months later. It was like, oh, it's a couple weeks late. Like, that's how bad. That's how, and it was also I like mad. No warning. This is absolutely cool. Like they sent an email. Hey, we're shipping out the games this week. Like 3 days later, it was on my doorstep. No delivery notice, nothing. I was like, what the hell is this? And I opened it. I was like, the Black is here. I was like, I haven't even got the email. And then like 3 days later, you're like, congratulations, you all got your games. I went, yeah. When it's a Kickstarter with like 400 backers, it's actually really easy to deliver your games on time. It's when it's 5,000 or 6,000 or 20,000 backers that it takes 6 months to send them all. When it's like 150 games, turns out it's really easy.
Yeah, no kidding.
To do stuff on time. So I haven't played this game yet. I think we're going to be playing it next 2 days. I think it's like the next game.
Yeah.
Because we binged 3 missions of Nemesis until we got kicked in the nuts, and now we're like, okay, break time. And I think Into the Black is the next game because you're literally peeling my girlfriend away from playing this dog.
Yeah.
So that's my number 1 pick. Into the Black Boarding Party.
Nice.
So number 5, No Escape. Number 4, The Faceless. Number 3, More Quest. Number 2, Deep Space D6. Number 1, Into the Black Boarding Party.
All right. Number 5, No Escape. Number 2, Inhuman Conditions. Number 3. Number 5, No Escape. Number 4, Inhuman Conditions. Number 3, Zero Gravity. Number 2, Dice Hospital. And number 1, The Order of the Vampire Hunters.
Why is it called just Vampire? The Order of the Vampire Hunters.
I don't know, but that's what it is called. It's one of those...
But also, it looks like an N that someone forgot to draw, not a V. Also, the V is so big, it's like Vampire the Hunters. I'm just being facetious.
You're being facetious?
Anyway, I have been Chris.
And I've been Dave.
And remember, the rules are just as... This is the reason why he says the line and not me. Remember, the rules are just a suggestion. Play the game the way you want to play it.